What's going on today, guys? Today we're actually going to be talking about color grading, and it really shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, I guess there is some tips and tricks to it, but we'll get into that later. It should be fairly simple. I mean, I've been kind of playing around with videos and photos for the past few years, and then now all of a sudden I'm having issues with it. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Before we get too far in the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because all the interaction definitely helps. And I mean, why not subscribe? You never know what's coming up next, because I don't even know what's coming up next. So anyway, let's go ahead, let's get back to it. So one of the things that kind of threw me off was I started putting these color profiles on the camera, on the M50 right here that I'm using. On camera, it looked really good. I put in some super flat profiles for grading later on down the line once I got it into Lightroom and DaVinci Resolve and everything like that. I didn't even realize until I started saving images as both JPEG and RAW. So once I started exporting RAW and JPEG onto the SD card so I could play with them later in Lightroom, that's when I started noticing these weird discrepancies. I'll show you right now. I'll pop something up on the screen. But basically the RAW looked super flat and desaturated and low contrast like I was expecting, but then the RAW image on the left here, it was actually looking more like it was color processed, and so that was kind of throwing me through a loop. So I went to Twitter, and since I don't have a massive following on Twitter and I don't really know how to use the hashtags that great, I didn't get a whole lot of help. I got a few comments here and there, but nothing that really jumped out and was super helpful. Basically, I tried, just in case something was corrupt on the SD card, I tried reformatting that. I tried readjusting the color profiles. I tried taking off the color profiles, but no matter what I did, it always looked like the raw image was pre-processed coming out of the camera. That led me to kind of jump into Reddit, because you don't actually have to have friends on Reddit to get answers. I posted the same image, questions back and forth over in the photography. I think it was the photography sub. I got a few responses. One user in particular, not going to put you on blast, but had one of those condescending type tones to all of his messages, or her, I don't know, nobody knows. It's Reddit, could be whatever. But it was getting a little frustrating, because instead of kind of answering my questions, basically any statement that I made was just kind of attacked and like, no, you're wrong, you're an idiot. So whatever. But fortunately, somebody was able to share a link with me. That link was over to creativepro.com, and it basically broke down some stuff that I thought I understood, but apparently I didn't. And it actually made a lot of sense. Even though the raw image looked like it was processed, that idea was coming off the fact that the JPEG was processed to look super flat and super desaturated and low contrast, and that's what it was. So I adjusted a few settings in Lightroom. I went in, and on the preset settings, basically you can adjust to camera standard or Adobe standard, different kind of profiles that can actually match whatever you might be having set up in your camera, in Lightroom, whatever. So I went back to camera standard, showed me just a straight up raw image, more like what I was expecting. So once I realized that all these color profiles in camera were just baking them into the JPEG, that actually started, it clicked up here, made a whole lot of sense, and so now I've got that all figured out. I think a lot of the frustration for me was the fact that I shoot video a lot more than I shoot photo right now. With these color profiles, they're baked into the video output, because like I said, I'm just shooting on an M50. I don't have C-Log or anything like that. That's kind of what I built these profiles for, was to have that desaturated kind of base standard look for video. And so in my head, it didn't click that profiles were just that, they were a profile. And so if it's added to an image, that's going to be a JPEG, because it has processing. The raw image won't be processed, and so therefore it's not going to have a color profile applied to it. So once I got that all figured out and kind of straightened out inside my head, it actually made a lot of sense. So the three color profiles that I use typically are neutral, CineStyle. I made another one that's kind of like CineStyle, just a little bit of a tweak, and I just call that Steps Flat, because you know, that's me, that's my style. But you know, whatever. So keep in mind, these three styles plus raw, so I guess that'd be a fourth color profile in a way. These are going to be coming straight out of camera, so there's not going to be any Lightroom touch-up or color grading, anything like that, just because I want to show you what I was getting out of the camera and what to kind of expect, because I feel like if I've had this issue, I'm sure somebody else has, and I'm hoping that hopefully they were able to find out the answers easier than I did. And if not, hopefully this video can be helpful and help you guys get set up. So let me know what you think. Did you like this kind of video? Did you like, kind of learning the ins and outs of photography and video? I think this might be something I kind of want to do, just kind of explore video and photography a little bit and kind of take you all along with the ride. Hopefully it helped you out. If you know somebody that's having issues, or if you just want to help educate some people, or you know, do whatever, just pass on the knowledge, feel free to share this video and let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Let's talk about it. Am I a total idiot for not knowing this already, or is this pretty common? All right, talk to you guys next time.